Hello, I'm Jon Ash. I'm the Chief Clinical Information Officer, and in this video I'm going to give you a general overview of the Cerner Electronic Patient Record.
When you first log into Cerner, you'll be taken to the home screen. So, as you'll see, across the top is this grey banner, which gives access to multiple different patient lists and resources. This means for many elements of the system, you can get straight to the important information rather than going through multiple different windows. On the right, you'll see the ambulatory organiser. This view is focused on providing a simple, comprehensive view for doctors to efficiently access and manage their patient schedule, documentation, appointments, that side of things. It provides a snapshot of a single day's appointments as well as a longer term calendar and outstanding tasks. On the left, you will see the message centre. In some ways, this is a bit like an internal email system, and most clinicians will probably look at this at the beginning of the day. This will be used to send messages, including referrals and reviewing results. Because Cerner is an end-to-end ePR, all results are in patient context, so that the medical record could be immediately reviewed, so no more paper results landing on a clinician's desk, then having to wait for the paper notes to come from file. As you'll see, as well as your own inbox, there are proxies and there are pools. So in terms of proxies, then you can review results on a colleague's behalf if they are on leave. And then pools can be created, such as a consultant's team, a speciality, a hot week team, that side of things, which can then be opted in and out of. So if we now click onto our doctor's work list, we come to a list of patients on a particular ward. Now, the first thing we need to do is establish a relationship with those patients that we will be providing clinical care for. So some of already, as you can see, these ones are hashed out, and these ones here we already established a relationship with. Just to demonstrate, you click, slip on that, click on that, choose that, and there we've established a relationship with this patient as well. So as we look across the top, as you can see, there are multiple columns, each containing clinical information. Then if you hover the mouse over each column, you get the full wording of the column title. And if you click on a particular element, a pop-up appears with more details. So we click on that, as you can see the diagnosis, then we have asthma in this case. Now, there is an element of compromise here between providing detailed clinical information versus the screen to be too busy to comfortably use. So if we do click on this little downward arrow here, there is a way of clicking and unclicking those columns that may be relevant or not relevant to individual teams. Now, please do bear in mind that for this demonstration, I'm using a relatively small laptop screen, whereas most screens in the hospital will be 21 inches and easier to see and use for clinicians. If we click on the white area to the right of a patient's name, another window opens, which gives some key information about the patient with the ability to add required tasks. So it gives information on illness severity, patient summary, outstanding actions, as well as an S-bar. If we click on the clinical data element, then it gives the most recent vital signs, as well as laboratory results and medications. So this facility allows for board rounds and handovers between clinical teams, such as the day team to the night on call, which is done in a robust fashion and no more scribbling on scrappy bits of paper as is currently done. So if we click on an individual patient, then we open their record. As you'll see, the grey bar above remains. Now we have a new blue bar that gives key patient information such as name, age, consultant, etc. So across the top are these things called end pages. So admission, handover, manage, etc. These are structured ways of entering clinical information and allow the entry of both free text and structured data fields, which can then give auditable data. Where structured data is added, such as medications, chronic problems, as you can see here as an example, this data remains attached to the patient and will reappear in subsequent admissions. As you can see, there are different end pages depending on clinical needs. Admission, and then we've got some outpatient as well. And then for those who work in the specific fields, there'll be things like critical care and anaesthetics. On the left is a list of the data fields. Now again, this can be amended to suit the clinician, either by reordering, move that down here for example, or if we go to the little downward arrow again, we can choose to remove or add different fields depending on the specialty and our own individual needs. Then once this has been edited, then your preferences are saved for future times when you enter, but obviously they can be amended as required. So in later videos, we will look in a bit more detail at some of these elements and demonstrate a patient admission, including the requesting of investigations and prescribing of medications.
Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found that helpful. If you'd like any further information, please have a look at our ePR SharePoint site.